Hi guys. So I posted a picture about some ideas I came up with. I just woke up one morning and had these ideas. I wrote them down, and one of them is this creative crafter's companion, bauble, and then this other one is with kitchen sink stamps. So we'll get to that one another day. But today I wanted to show the one idea I was really excited about was taking this die, and just to show you what the die looks like when it cuts out. It's a very beautiful die. It does not cut the edge, so you would cut the edge or you could just make your whole card front. But I thought, wouldn't that make a really pretty stencil? So I have some stencil material. I believe this may be retired. This is Tim Holtz mask sheets, and it tells you when you pull it out, mask this side up. And it's pretty heavy duty acetate, and then it has a sticky bottom. If you can't find this, you should also be able to use Silhouette stencil material. And I will try to find and link all of these things down below for you in the description. I will also link the die for you. But I just cut it, and it didn't cut all the way through because of how heavy duty this acetate is. So I'm going to put my metal shim underneath, and I'm going to try cutting it again. Now I've cut that masking acetate to have about a 1/4 inch allowance all the way around. And I'm going to run it through the Gemini twice here, and we'll see how it works out. And the idea here is to make our own stencil so we can put glitter paste through it. Oh yeah, it's definitely cutting that time. Yeah, the first time I did it, you see here, it didn't cut all the way through. And then when I tried to run the die back through a second time, you can see that it double cut. So that's a fail. All right, hopefully we did a little better this time around. And that our stencil didn't move. We'll find out here. Okay, now on the back side there is a clear protective plastic, so you need to pull that off, and that will actually expose the adhesive. Once you can get it off. There we go. Okay, and that's going to take off. Ooh, a lot of the pieces have just fallen right out. And it's lightly tacky on the back side, which is really nice when you're doing stenciling. Now, of course, if you wanted to be one of those people that keeps the little bits and pieces, go right ahead. I am not one of those people. I do not like to do the intricate inlay die cutting technique. But if you're one of those people, definitely you can do that. So I'm just going to take this and stick it down to this paper, and hopefully the excess pieces fall out and stick on there. You only got to do this one time, because once they're all out, you don't have to pick them out again. Very pleased that most of the pieces came right out. Very, very few pieces are left in this stencil. Okay, I think I got almost all of them out. Okay, let's see if we can get stencil paste through here and see what it looks like. It's already tacky, so we don't need to spray any kind of pixie spray or anything like that. You can, but you just want to be careful with these little intricate areas. I'm going to dump this. Just try to get all these little plastic pieces up off the desk. They're stuck down. Okay, so I'm going to grab another piece of heavy black cardstock. All right, and then I have some Nouveau Glimmer in Golden Crystal, and I did order some of the new some other colors of that Gina K glitter glitz. I did like the way that that kind of worked out, but we're going to use up this Nouveau. So we're going to take our stencil, and again, I do see two tiny little pieces here. All right, so it's our first pass, so I think we'll be okay. Just gonna put that down on the heavy cardstock here, kind of stick that down. And do I have a brayer? Just gonna grab my brayer and just kind of roll over it, try to make sure it's stuck down pretty well here, because it does have a lot of intricate pieces, especially in the center there. Whoops, that one in particular keeps popping up. I'll have to keep my eye on that one. All right, let's see how this works with the Nouveau paste. This might be a complete fail. We'll see. Those tiny little pieces keep popping up. All right, and again, we want to keep our foam piece inside there. It looks like I've never used this. Okay, let's see how this works. Eek. I'm a little nervous, guys. Oh, I just lost one of the curly cues there. I have to be conscious of the direction of these curly cues. This is not going to work out with these curly cues. Normally I say go in one direction, but because these curly cues are all over the place, I'm trying not to get the stencil knife underneath there. So this may or may not work. We'll find out. Okay, I'm going to try to carefully lift this. I think I would have been better off using the other stencil material maybe, because it is much tackier and it would have held down better, or spraying this with some pixie spray probably would have helped. That little curly cue there keeps popping up. Okay, now the moment of reveal. This may be a failed idea because this die is just too intricate. Some Clorox wipes here. I like the Clorox wipes because they do have a little bit of a texture to them, so they clean off the... Oh, well, that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Leah, do you want to take this up and rinse it out in the sink for me?
That's cool.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to set that off aside to dry. Not too hateful. Not too bad. Okay. All right, so that was one of the ideas I had for the die. Ooh, I wanted to do that one first because I wanted to let it dry because it won't take very long for that paste to dry. All right, so the next idea I had was cutting it out of some foil papers to see how it would look. So that's going to be pretty easy. I have some Tim Holtz papers here. Let me put these masking sheets. These come 2 in a package if you can find them, by the way. I think like I said, the silhouette stencil material is probably a little easier to get a hold of. Or any stencil material. I'm sure your craft store has them in the stencil aisle. Okay, so we did the idea there. Okay, so now I want to cut out of some foil. So I have some Tim Holtz foil here. I have the gold and the silver and also the multicolor. So I'm going to just grab some traditional red here. And again, you want to cut this down to card front size because, so this die is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So that's full A2 card size. It does not cut a border around the die. So it will fit the entire front. So we're going to do 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. So perfect fit. We're going to run that through the Gemini. I don't think we'll need the metal plate for this, so I'm just going to run it through as I normally would. And we'll put a little tape on there to make sure it doesn't shift. Sandwich layers on top. And then I have this Recollections glitter paper, which is supposed to be inkjet paper. And there's like a warm gold, there's a silver, like a white. And then this one's kind of like prismatic, where it has all the different colors. So I'm just going to take a piece of this out. And I just want to use this in the background. So we would glue this as well. I'm going to make this a little smaller. I think 5 1/4 by 4 should work. Let's try it out. Got a little bit of the glue off the edge here. This Tim Holtz paper is pretty neat because it's foil on the top and craft on the bottom, so it's not 100% foiled. So it makes it easier if you're doing any kind of like die cutting. Some of the foil sheets that are out there are kind of, how's the best, kind of, they have plastic attached to them. They're a little hard to cut through. This is very easy to do with the Gemini Junior. It just cuts through it like butter. I mean, there you can see the die. There was only 2 pieces stuck on there. And here's the rest of it. I'm just going to go right over the trash can and tap the rest out and use my little Spellbinders tool here. And it'll come right out. And it doesn't take very much effort at all. There aren't any pieces that are stuck in. They come right out. It takes a second to just poke them all through. And if you wanted to do coloring on this, which was another idea I had on there, it's pretty easy to do because you can take your alcohol markers and color over it. So I'll show you that in a second as well. I got most of the pieces out. Some of the smaller ones I'll just have to poke through, but I'll show you guys where we're at here. Okay, so like I said, some of the smaller ones will just go through with the pokey tool and poke them out. But here was one of the ideas that I had written down was just cutting this out on foil and then gluing it over this glitter background. Look how pretty that is. And then, like I said, if you wanted to, you could go through with an alcohol marker and change the colors, or a metallic marker even, and change the colors. Thank you. Can you close the door up there? That's okay. Can you close the door up there? Because Max is making a lot of noise. Thank you. Okay, so another idea I had was just cutting this out of several colors of foil and gluing them on top of each other, giving it that layered look. So we can do that. I actually wanted to cut it out of silver because I think the silver will show nicely with the coloring. So let's do that. This would look really nice with that mercury glass acetate underneath it. Oh yeah, I think I'll do that on this one. Why don't you go wait for the door? Okay. I'll run this one through. You want to help me out a little bit? You can very carefully pick the tiny little bits out of here. Yeah. Be very careful, and you can use this little pokey tool if you want to poke them out. Oops. Here. Oopsies. Scoop that up. This? Mm-hmm. Here you go. Oh, just leave it. I mean, there you can see how easily that comes out. I need my trash can and you took it. Give it to me. I'm going to grab some of that mercury glass acetate because I really want to see what that looks like behind here. I think it'll look really pretty. Through the other way, it'll be easier. Okay, so this is the mercury glass acetate from Stampin' Up! That they had for the holiday catalog. I'll link that too for you. And again, I can get all these little bits out. It'll just take a second. And they're just falling right out. When you have an intricate die like this, you definitely want to use like your magnetic plate or your metal shim, because these tiny little pieces, they have a tendency to try to want to stick in the corners, and when you have a good base to cut them through, it makes it a lot easier. I know that I've gotten frustrated with dies before because you cut it through and no matter how many times you put them through, they just don't cut all the way. Well, you want to have a good base for that. Now I've found since I've gone to the Gemini Junior my die cutting has been so much easier for sure. I still have my Sizzix. I wouldn't get rid of that because like I use a lot of Tim Holtz Bigs dies, and so you need that for that. But there you can see all little pieces came out, no problem. Okay, so again, looks very pretty with putting that glitter in the background, but I wanted to do something a little different here. Let's use a piece of this mercury glass acetate here. So I cut this down. Oops, I need my bigger trimmer. I'm going to cut this down to 5.5 by 4.25. My bigger trimmer is behind me, so just hold on a second. Doing the ideas that I thought of. Okay, and just remember on this acetate there is a little piece of clear protective film on one side, and you just kind of have to pick until you can find it, and then you want to peel that off. It just makes it glossier. It's just there to protect it during packaging so it doesn't get scratched up. So we just pull that off and throw that out. Okay, but I thought this would look, oh yeah, that's really cool. Need a black cardstock to put behind there. So even the red one, Leah, can I see that red a second? Can I see that? Yep, let me see it. She's picking up little bits. Look at that with the mercury glass. That's really pretty. So yeah. All right, so what I wanted to show was coloring this one. Grab some paper here. Bright, dark red. Here we go.
Can I have the thing back?
Yeah. So really easy to add some color to this. Or like I said, you could multiple cut layers, and like I could cut these red ornaments out and glue those on top of the silver ones, and then I would have red ornaments. So you could cut multiple layers out in different colors of foil and glue them on top of each other. That would be really pretty. To make it into a stencil would be really pretty. That was my first idea. If I can get that to work, that'll come out nice. What were some other ideas I had? This idea I had to color it and do it over black cardstock. So we'll see how that looks. Okay, so I've made all my ribbons red. I'm just gonna cut this one. We'll cut some more out in a minute. Okay, we'll cut some more out. I want to see. Well, actually, here, if you take this tool and you poke them through, see, they'll come right out.
Okay, here you go. Here's yours. Thank you.
That one, I don't think, you gotta be careful with that one, okay? Here. All right. So, where's my, what did I do? Oh, I used the black cardstock. So that looks pretty like that. On this one with the black cardstock, I could use the metallic markers. So we have these metallic markers, We have, some of these are Spectrum Noir. Some of these are from Nuvo. I think the Spectrum Noir ones show up better. So we have this nice jade green. And of course, you can just die cut it and leave it alone. Of course, you don't have to do any of this. This looks really cool on here. So it looks really pretty. Let's go in with this quartz pink, purple amethyst. Do this other one.
Did you color this one?
Nope, that one's cut out of foil paper. If you can't get it, don't worry about it.
I can't get all of them, but
Okay.
I got most of them that I could get.
Okay, thank you. Don't worry about it. Okay. And then this last one, I thought I had like a silver or gold. Let's see if this silver will show up. A sparkle in that silver. Okay, that looks really cool. Thank you.
Cool. Can I color this one? Can I color this one?
You want to color that one? Yeah, but you got to use the special markers for that. Can't use regular markers. Hold on. And let's see here. Wonder if we can, do I have a gold? I do have a gold. Not those markers. I have to give you different markers there. He is helping me.
Can I color it this one?
No, I have to give you special markers. Hold on.
How are you coloring with that one?
Because this is a different kind of paper. hole doesn't show as much as I would like it to, but it's okay.
I like to color it. Can I have a special marker?
The marker's on my desk here. Hold on, honey. I'll give them to you in a second. Wait a minute, babe.
Thank you. Is this the one you were using?
Yeah, but I was just coloring the ornaments.
So what do you want me to just color?
Just the ornament.
So just the ornament and not all the decorations?
Correct.
Okay. So which one should I use?
Oh, sorry. I was only doing the ribbon on that one. You can do the ornaments in different colors. I'll give you different markers to use. Here, I'll give you this green. Here's a dark green. Here's a blue. Here. So color one green, one blue, and I'll give you a marker when you're done for the other one.
Can I color it over this?
Well, you really banged this one up. That's okay. All right, so I just wanted to show the different ways we could use this die. I know this video is getting a little long, and Leah and I are having a good time chit-chatting here, so let me just show you real quick. We could cut this one down too. We cut this down to card front. And you can make these in the really cool shaker cards.
You didn't get every bit out of this.
Oops, you know what? I should have did a better job measuring that.
I'm really coloring on this. Oopsie.
The marker does? That looks pretty. Have enough foil to put behind there. I might just have enough. Let's see here. Let's see if we can make it work.
Does it really matter if I'm coloring on this?
Huh?
Does it matter if I'm coloring on this?
Oh yeah, please don't get ink on that.
Oopsies.
Why don't you go color at your desk? Can I have my trash can back?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. To dry. This one I have to work on picking the pieces out later. Which one do you have? The silver one?
Yeah.
Let's cut one out of this glitter paper and see how it looks. And I'm going to put we'll put the metal shim under this one and see how it works. So we'll put it under this glitter paper. Run that through. That looks nice. see, that looks very pretty too. Let's cut this down. I need to put that little foam pad under here. Gotta be careful with those little curly Q pieces. Those little swirls. Those are the ones that keep holding everything up. So once you cut several of these out in different colors, different textures, they're pretty easy to put onto a card front. Do you want another marker?
Mm-hmm.
What color you want? Let me see what you got there. Oh, we're almost ready to put that on a card. What color you want? Purple?
No. Orange.
Orange. Are you sure about that?
Red.
Didn't you do red already?
No, I did green and blue.
What color are your ribbons?
Pink.
Oh, okay. I thought they were red, but all right. Hold on, almost done here. Just like 3 more little pieces to pop out. Oops. You said orange?
No, red.
Red?
Oopsies. It rained down cards. Thank you. Whee.
Okay. I think this one, and again, you can color over this one, but I think I'm going to leave it glitter. And as soon as Leah's done there, we'll start putting these cards together pretty quickly. So we do have some card fronts here too. This one, that came out pretty neat. Huh?
Pink.
It's okay.
Yeah, but then it matches the ribbon.
It's okay. That looks good. nice with the bokeh paper. I like that. Okay, we'll just do that with that one. Again, if you had like a precise glue pen, I do have a small one, I just don't feel like getting it out. You can be more precise with your glue with the background. Apparently, I did not measure this very well. Okay. Glue set in there, and then Leah, whenever you're ready, we'll do yours. So you're ready to go on cards.
I'm not done coloring.
Okay. I said whenever you're ready. And then you're going to keep these small pieces because we can run these through the die and only run them through where the ornaments or the baubles are. Cut those out and then have the different colors. So save these extra pieces of foil, the leftover. You don't want to throw those out because even though you don't want to, you can't cut a whole die from it, you can cut just the ornaments and put those on there. Okay, come on, Leah, we gotta hurry up here. This video is getting way too long. No, we're not live. We're filming this to go on later today.
But next time I know a question.
What was that? You made a coloring mistake there, huh? Let's take our blender marker. See if we can get that off of there. There we go. There. Just took a blender and cleaned that up. Some rubbing alcohol would have done the same thing. Can you hand me that paste one up there? Let's see if that one's dry yet.
What piece?
Up there on the counter up there so that we don't touch it.
On top of your name?
Yep. Okay, well, don't touch it yet. I don't think it's dry yet.
It's not. It's really puffy.
It's really glittery, right? That's going to look pretty when it's done.
You kind of messed it up a little.
I know. That's okay. We'll put a sentiment over it. Nobody will know it's messed up. At least we tried something new, right?
No one will know. Only the people that watch this.
That's right. Only the people that watch this. This one's really pretty.
This would give it to someone. I hope it's not any of
Cut this down.
It's not. I hope it's not anyone's brother or sister that's watching, because then they'll know it's messed up.
Okay, so we did one out of glitter paper, one out of black, and colored it with some metallic markers. We have one out of foil paper that we didn't color that I'm going to poke out and put over this mercury glass acetate. That'll look really cool. And then we have this one which Leah colored with alcohol markers that we will put over this glitter paper and put that down, and that'll look really cool. And one more that we are just waiting to dry, which is this one with the stencil that we made. And then once that dries, I'll cut that out and just glue that to a card front. So there we go, guys. Those were the sketch ideas I had for using this die. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions or comments, post them down below. If you're not a subscriber, I will put a little bubble in the bottom right hand corner so that you can subscribe and get notified when I'm doing new videos. And again, as always, thanks for watching, guys, and keep on stamping. And I will list all the products used down in the description for you in case you are interested in purchasing any of these products. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep on stamping. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, so I just thought I'd come back with the update. All the cards are done and put together now, so I just wanted to show them to you. So this is the one where we did our own stenciling. It really didn't come out too bad. The intricacy and the delicacy of the stencil made it a little difficult, especially around where these swirls are, but actually I think it looks pretty cool. And that Nouveau, it's the Golden Crystal Glimmer Paste, looks really cool on there. So yeah, I like the way that came out. Here's the one we cut out of the red Tim Holtz foil, and we put it on that mercury glass acetate from Stampin' Up. Very nostalgic looking. I like the way that one came out. Here is the one we cut out of silver, and then we had Leah color it with alcohol markers. So she colored it in red, green, and blue alcohol markers, although the red looks more fuchsia, but that came out pretty cool. And then we put that on some silver glitter cardstock. Here's the one that was originally cut out of black cardstock, and I used those Crafter's Companion metallic Spectrum Noir markers to color it, and the glitter markers just didn't show up. That's what I was afraid of, but the metallic markers certainly did show up, and I think that looks really cool. And we put that on a piece of the red Tim Holtz foil as well. And then the last one is just one we cut out of that glitter paper, and just simply adhered it to black cardstock. So there are all of the cards. Didn't want to leave you guys hanging, wondering how they came out. All put together and all made from the same die. So again, I'll link everything down in the description for you. If you have any questions, post it down in comments. Thanks for watching.